Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be doing a little deck profile of Drytrons. I know there's a lot out right now, but basically we had a Blazing Vortex sneak event in which I was able to win the mouse pad, so that was pretty cool. And I play this deck. Before I start, I just want to say quick shout outs to Bryson Jones for starting me off with the deck list, Richard Stern for helping me with the side, and Black Box Gaming. So let's start. So for the main deck, you have your usual Drytron core, 3 alpha, 2 delta, 2 zeta, and 2 gamma. I was originally running 3 zeta and 1 gamma, but I realized that there were too many times where I would draw into 2 zetas or even 3 zetas. Found this out during the extravaganza, and I was not a huge fan. Plus, on whatever off chance that they banish your gamma, having another gamma definitely helps for recursion. Then followed by that, we have Dawn Knight, Manju, Ava, and Cyber Petite. You sort of have to play these. I am currently considering running 2 Cyber Petite Angel. That way you'll be able to still add more cards to hand. This is especially important if, let's say, you hard draw into Petite and you use Ava off a Herald, and now you'll only be able to add 1. Next, we have 3 Herald, 2 Droll, and 1 Ash. So the reason I have 2 Drolls and 1 Ash instead of 3 Drolls is that Droll isn't good against every deck. However, Ash is very good against every deck, but you do want to see Droll, especially in the mirror. So it's one of those things where if you see it, it's great. If you don't, oh well. Especially against certain matchups like Virtual World, Droll is not very useful. However, if you draw into an Ash and maybe all they had was the Lulu or whatever it was, then it can help stop their plays. Next, we have Ultimateness, Natasha, and 3 Ben 10. No explanation needed. If you're not playing these cards in this deck, I don't know what you're doing. Followed up, we will have our Drytron spells. 1 Meteonis, 3 Nova, and 3 Fafnir. Self-explanatory, specials, adds, and searches. Meteonis, you have to play the ritual. And then you'll also have 3 Cyber Emergency and 3 Preparation of Rites. These are just another ways to add resources and Drytron names to hand. When I get my new pot of prosperities, I am looking to drop 1 Preparation of Rites and probably 1 Delta, because it adds with the consistency, and both cards are really sort of like draw cards. Now, finally, we have 3 cards, 1 Called By, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is basically just another Called By. If you get hit with Droll, you are almost always going to lose unless your opponent also happens to have a terrible hand. So that's why you need Instant Fusion and Called By. And then Foolish Burial is just a great starter. It's another way to start the engine and throw things into the grave. There was also one instance where I used Foolish on Ava to add resources to hand for negates. Now, onto the extra deck. So for the for the Instant Fusion, you have 1 Millenniumized Restrict. Then we have 1 Link Karibo and 1 Relinquished Anima. For Link 2s, I have IP, Union Carrier, the Nightmare package, plus Unicorn. And then for Link 4s, we have 1 Apollosa, 1 Access Code, and 1 Boral Sword. Self-explanatory. And then finally, we have our XC's package, right? So you have your Luralisk, your Downard, and your Zeus. I was, during this event, running the Fucho bird, but I came to the realization that if I am in the situation that I have to make that bird, I'm probably going to lose the following turn anyway. Plus B, by the time it is my turn, it has no materials, so it's not useful. I can't really use it to attack or do anything. Therefore, I am looking into switching it out for All Mirage, or the Link 5, or Gianeta Transverser. Almirage is good, especially if you draw into Drool or any of your other hand traps that you're playing, because then you can link them away and still go into Union Carrier plays. For the side deck, this is the part I had the most trouble with, but again, shout out to Richard for just working this out with us, with me. We're basically playing the same deck. So you have 2 Skullmeister, 2 Bell, 2 Nibiru, 2 Lancia. Skullmeister is good against trap decks, good against Drytrons if they're activating in Grave. You can even Skullmeister some of Virtual World stuff. There's a lot of rogue decks that Skullmeister is useful against. Bell is also good, however, it is also utilized as a defensive card. So a lot of people are running the Recycler, the Ally of Justice Cycler. So this helps prevent you from losing your monsters. Nibiru's somewhat decent against the mirror match, depending on how many times they draw before they summon Herald, as well as Virtual World sometimes depending on how they're playing. It can also be beneficial in Dragon Links, but yeah. Lancia, self-explanatory, hurts Virtual World, hurts Dinos, so yeah. And then the third, Droll and Lockbird, because that card is really good against certain decks and is an instant win. Against back row, we have 2 Twin Twisters, 1 Harpies, and 1 Red Reboot. We don't like purple decks, so we wanted to beat them out as much as possible. And then also for the side, I have 2 Droplets. The reason why I am not running 3 is because there are a lot of times where I'd rather see another hand trap, or I just don't side it in. And then if you have Droplets, it's a lot better, I found out, to play Droplets over Dark Ruler, because it still allows you to potentially kill. Again, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some more updates. I will be going to Dallas, Fort Worth this weekend to play in a case tourney, so I'll let you know how that goes. See you guys next time.